The Washington con game. That's what I'd like to talk about today. I don't like to, but we have to. There is a total deception going on now of the American people, led by the Republican Party. What's happening is that Boehner, the Speaker, knows that on the one hand, he has to let his members satisfy their constituency, the Tea Party activists who elected them, and appear to be fighting Obama's big spending and borrowing priorities. But on the other hand, he doesn't have the courage to stand his ground, to let the country come up against the debt limit or to stop the government from operating. He's scared to death of those. And his members are too. The Republicans in Congress are too. So here's the game that they're playing. Boehner brings up a bill, a kind of one-house bill, that says, oh, we're going to cut spending dramatically and we're going to curb entitlements and we're not going to have any tax increases. And he puts it up for a vote, and all the Republican members vote yes, the Democrats vote no, and the bill dies. It doesn't go anywhere. Then there's negotiations with Obama, with the Senate, and then they talk about what they really need to do, which is to raise taxes and maybe some limited cuts in spending and raise the debt limit. And Boehner takes it back to his caucus. And the caucus says, no, we're not going to go along with that. But then he brings it out on the floor anyway. And he gets a unanimous Democratic Party to back him up because Obama's got them all in line. Plus 30 or 40 leadership Republicans who Boehner coerces into voting his way, or they'll lose their committee chairmanships. And that's the majority. Now, all the Tea Party congressmen, the class of 2010, and all the conservatives vote no. They vote against it. So they can go back home to their districts and say, see, I voted no. I'm a fiscal conservative. But while they're voting no, their fingers are crossed, hoping that it passes. Because if it passes, the cup passes from their lips, and they don't have to shut down the government or do anything drastic. And they can run for cover. That's what's going on right now. Boehner is no longer really the Speaker of the Republican House. He's a coalition speaker, and his majority is the entire Democratic Party, plus about 30 or 40 Boehner loyalists in the Republican Party, and that's his governing coalition. And that's the game that they're playing, and everybody's in on it. Now, there are a few good congressmen who really are fiscal conservatives. Michelle Bachmann of Minnesota, Steve King of Iowa, Louis Gohmert of Texas, and a bunch of others, probably a group of about 30 or 40 of them. But other than that, they were all just posturing. They were all voting for the cuts, then against the taxes, and knowing that their votes aren't going to count because their speaker's gone over to the Democratic Party to get his stuff passed. Disgraceful.